Good evening, it's 8 p.m. and this is the 40th of 53 consecutive 5-mile walks from the Gresford Disaster Memorial to the Miners' Rescue. I'm back again. Before going for my walk later on today, I'm here at the top of the spoil heap, just a stone's throw away from where the Dennis and Martin shafts once stood. And I'm here to collect dirt and plant for an artist friend of Ruby, who walked with me last evening. Ruby was kind enough to give me this print, which captures a Kansas landscape in the Midwest of America. The artist, Jenn Bartlett, creates her art by grounding down rock, clay and plants with a mortar and pestle, which are then turned into watercolour and hand-rolled pastel sticks. The scenes she captures use the sediment and plant collected on location, so when you buy a painting from her, you not only get a piece of the world around her, but you actually get a piece of the scene she captures. So, these little containers, packed with dirt from the Gresford spoil heap, will be winging their way to Kansas, where Jenn will create a Wrexham-inspired piece of work. You can visit Jenn Bartlett's website at artisanprairie.com. Tonight we're going to find out a little bit about the actual history of the Miners' Rescue. The North Wales Coal Owners Association built the Miners' Rescue 111 years ago in 1913 with the purpose of training coal mining rescue teams who would be called to assist in treacherous, highly dangerous rescue attempts within a 10-mile radius of the town. While the station is most noted for its involvement in the Gresford colliery disaster, we can never forget the forgotten miners who lost their lives in pit-related accidents. Not including Gresford, we know that 128 miners lost their lives in the Wrexham area in the 19th and 20th centuries, but these recorded numbers only count accidents which took the lives of 5 or more men. The accidents which led to the deaths of 1, 2, 3 or 4 miners, such as Mervyn's father, Emir, are not recorded in this figure. The concept of the forgotten miner is one which is not lost on the Miners' Rescue or Mervyn and Sue. Of course, the tragedy of the scale of Gresford will always dominate history, but the rescue in the near future has plans to create a wall, much like the one already inside the entrance, for all the other local miners who lost their lives in mining disasters in and around Wrexham. In this short extract from my interview with Mervyn and Sue, Mervyn shows off a tile already prepared by George to commemorate the death of his father, Emir Roberts.
A tile that George had made for me, or made for us, some time ago. And what they're hoping to do is, because the main rescue station here commemorates the 266 miners that lost their lives on the main wall. But what they're hoping to do in the near future is to create a wall for what they're going to call is the lost miner, the forgotten miner, because so many of these miners lost their lives and they were forgotten. You know, their families remember them, but nobody else. It was never acknowledged, and there must be hundreds out there that could probably tell a similar story to me. You know.
And this is your dad's?
This is my dad.
Yes.
He was 35 when he died. Mervyn was 6 and his sister was 10.
For over 70 years, the station provided rescue training. This footage shows 2 photographs on display at the rescue. The first shows a team of rescuers with their instructor and captains from January 1914. The second shows team members 21 years later, entering the drill hall in full equipment in readiness for their strenuous training before the recovery of Gresford colliery in 1935. Ex-rescue member Peter Williams expressed the importance of his role as a rescuer, which he described as being in his genes, due to his great-grandfather, grandfather and father all working in coal mines. He said, "We spent hundreds of hours worth of training in the building for a period of 6 to 7 weeks. It was important to remember that even though we had training, no coal mine was ever the same. The work was hard, but the friendship outshone this. Everyone looked after each other." An ex-mayor of the town, Rob Walsh, once said, "If our town lost this building, then we would lose part of our history too." And that's precisely what nearly happened in August 2010, when a local businessman took it upon himself to begin demolishing the miners' rescue. To be continued. This walk was dedicated to Isaiah Pritchard, Ernest Pugh, Thomas H. Pugh, John Ralphs, and Thomas R. Rance.